FedEx Forum and the American Home Shield Studio. This is The Odds Couple on CrimeCityMedia.com. Handicapping all the football action, here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Hello, good people. Welcome to The Odds Couple. We've made it to week 19, and it's the final week of the college football season, and it's the start of the second season in the National Football League, and we got it all covered for you here today on the program. I am Rob Fisher. He is Lang Whitaker. Hello,
Hey.
Lang. Good to see you, sir.
Week 19 of what?
Since we started, since the first week of football.
Okay.
It's been 19 weeks now.
All right.
So that's how I've
So we
kept
made
track.
it.
I don't know. I have it up here on the
I'm just
on
living
the
day to day,
rundown,
man.
week 19. So,
2020 took it out of me.
I know. John Roser is here as well. Hello, Johnny.
Hello, Rob.
Good to see you, sir.
Robert.
Yes, sir.
Langston. How are we doing, gentlemen?
We're good. Are we being
fine.
more formal in 2021?
Fine,
Yes.
Jonathan.
Hello, Christopher Joseph. I don't know if that's what CJ stands for.
Good try, man. Good try. We'll roll with it.
We'll roll with
My
it.
name's
All
not
right.
Langston either, but
It's Langer.
whatever.
CJ, how are you, man? Good to see you.
It's always a pleasure seeing you fine gentlemen.
Good.
Please call me by my government name from now on, Christopher Joseph.
Christopher
Christopher
Joseph, yes.
Joseph. Yeah, that's right. We got a lot to get into today, including the NFL playoffs, all of those games. We got the college football championship. But first, I guess we have to say we were surprised. I mean, even a couple of us took Ohio State last week, but certainly did not see that coming.
No, I didn't see it coming. I thought Clemson was going to win. I didn't take Ohio State. I thought Clemson was going to win, and I thought they were probably the second best team in college football, and they weren't, as
Yeah.
it turns out.
Yeah, like what we learned is
I mean, did you even see that as an option of happening?
Not a blowout. Like
no, I mean, it would have been down on the list. If you gave me options of what could happen in the game, Ohio State blowout would have been way down on the list. But I guess what we learned is, Dabo, keep your mouth shut, man. Because the word is that Ohio State, when they found out that they were ranked, that Dabo ranked them 11th, the word is Urban Meyer apparently talked to someone, I'm guessing it's Ryan Day, that Ohio State came out the next 3 days, had their best 3 practices they had all season. So,
I mean, there was a little bit of doubt, certainly from. I mean, we all talked about it last week. Like, if you're Ohio State and Dabo's out there trashing you, ranking you 11th, all this stuff, like, you're going to be pissed.
Yeah.
And usually, as the coach, your job is to get your guys motivated. And when the other coach does your job for you, that makes things a lot easier, I think, for Ohio State. And we talked about it. They're probably going to be upset about it. They were clearly upset about it.
that's the Ohio State we've been waiting to see all year. That's the Ohio State we thought going into the season that, according to all the pre-season rankings and everything, that had Ohio State at the top of the rankings and number one. Like, so we knew they had this potential to do this, and this is the first time all season that they showed it.
Yeah.
What I learned was that blowouts in the college football playoff semifinals don't matter because we get blowouts every single year in this thing. So instead of trying to predict who's going to give you the best game, because none of us can do it, how about you put the most deserving team in that slot? And then maybe, just maybe, it's crazy logic, the most deserving team gives you the best game, not the team that you think has the most talent or the team that'll give Bama or Oklahoma or Ohio State or whomever the best fight.
I still think
That's a whole nother show, man. But, I mean, you're exactly right. The playoff isn't about the playoffs in every sport are about who's deserving, who's earned it. Not in college football. It's just not.
But
you
it was
just
the-
try to pick the 4 best teams.
But
And
wasn't
they
it the
picked
4 teams?
best teams?
I think
Wasn't
they had
it
the 4 best
I think they got
teams.
it right. Like, I mean, who else would it have been? Florida? Nope.
Cincinnati.
Nope.
You want to see Cincinnati play Alabama and Ohio State?
No.
Why I saw
not?
I saw Texas A&M and Notre Dame play with Alabama. And who
Exactly.
cares?
I mean, Cincinnati lost to a Georgia team missing 10 starters.
Yeah.
You know, like
I mean,
Well, then let's just kick them all out. Because if
we
there's nothing you can
saw
do.
that same Cincinnati team play Ohio State last season and lost 42-0 to them.
Yeah.
We saw it.
Well,
I've
there-
seen
I
that
mean,
game.
But what's wrong with watching Ohio State and Clemson and Alabama and Notre Dame play for the title? Like, those are the 4 best teams.
But we keep getting blowouts in the first round.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
let's expand it to 8 teams.
So, well, I mean,
then you're gonna get
that's
4
another
blowouts.
show. We got shows set now for the summer.
We're good all the way until next. You hear that, Scott Zachary? We're good all the way through next football season.
Deserving
Write that down
show.
for week 34.
Throw the other teams out show. Yeah, all right. Yeah, we got all that. Alabama, though, they do take care of business. They didn't cover, however. That was disappointing, and neither did they go over. So, to me, disappointing performance by Alabama with that late touchdown for Notre Dame. But in control, Alabama just took care of business.
One thing, I don't think it's on the rundown, but we should just throw it out while we're talking about Alabama. I think the Heisman got it right.
Yeah.
Don't you guys? I mean, Devontae Smith was the best player in college football. I tweeted, and Rosa agreed with me on Twitter, which is rare, that I don't think I saw Devontae Smith drop a pass all season. Like, it seemed like that dude caught everything they threw at him. And nobody could stop him all year.
And what was crazy, even with that Notre Dame game, which didn't matter in the Heisman voting, the voting had already been taken care of. But Notre Dame did decide in that game, we are not going to let him go over the top. Because somehow every Alabama game this year, you look up, and like twice a game, Devontae Smith is like 10 yards past the back line of defense, just running free, and Mac Jones hits him right in stride for like a 70-yard touchdown pass. And they didn't let that happen. So Alabama's like, all right, we're just going to throw screen passes to him, and he's going to run 30 yards for touchdowns.
He won the Heisman on 2 plays. One was the catch in the end zone.
Yeah.
It's the best catch of the season.
And when he made that catch, I tweeted out immediately, Heisman moment. Yeah. And he wasn't really... It was still the quarterback. So he maybe had his name thrown out there.
But that
to me was Heisman moment.
Yes.
And then the following week when he runs a kickback.
With the kickback against
another Heisman moment. I don't remember the Trevor Lawrence Heisman moment this year. I don't remember.
Why he didn't win it.
There's not a highlight that sticks out. There's not a Mac Jones highlight that sticks out because Devontae was on the other end of him.
I think I saw. Maybe this is. I might be reading this wrong, but I thought I read that the last receiver to win the Heisman was Desmond Howard.
Devontae Smith was the 4th wide receiver to ever do it. It was Johnny Rogers. I think Johnny Rogers from Nebraska in '72, Tim Brown at Notre Dame in '87, Desmond Howard, and now Devontae Smith. There have only been of the last 15 Heisman winners, only 3 non-quarterbacks, and all 3 of them are from Bama. Devontae Smith, Mark Ingram, and Derrick Henry.
Yeah. How about that?
I will say, and who knows what we'll get in this national championship game. I think we're going to get an amazing game. I would say that the 2 plays for me in college football that have stood out the most this year are that catch by Devontae Smith against LSU in the back of the end zone, and then that freaking throw by Justin Fields to Chris Olave, 63 yards in the air, having pressure on him, just on a freaking dime at the goal line, hit him in perfect stride. I'll never forget that throw.
I'll never forget the Abilene Christian, Virginia finish. Worst bad beat.
Oh, bad beat. But we got Drake. Ever. We got Drake basketball, baby.
Let's go, Drake.
I told you last week. One word, Drake. Since then, 2 more wins, 2 more covers. They are now 12-0 and 12-0 against the spread. Yeah. The Drake Bulldogs in the Missouri Valley Conference. They're better than everybody else in the Missouri Valley now.
They like
you texted me when it was 9-7 and said this game's over. They are so much better than SIU.
I can see it. They were way more athletic, and I'm like, dude, Southern Illinois is not going to be able to do this the entire game. Like, Drake just has way better athletes. Now, they play Loyola Chicago coming up in a back-to-back.
That's right.
Who the announcers are saying if there are 2 teams in the Valley that might be able to get them, it's Loyola Chicago and Bradley. So they got a back-to-back coming up. Interested to see those lines.
Yeah, interested to see those lines. Check out Drake. Check out
Drake. Researching Drake. He's doing the work.
I was stunned the other night. They were on TV. I was so excited.
Yeah, you texted us, and I was like, all right, I got the app.
They are good. Like, watching them, I was like, this isn't just a Missouri Valley good. Like, they are really good. Like, that team can go to the Sweet 16. They're good.
Remember that when the brackets come out. Oh, Drake.
No, they'll put them in an 8-9 game and have them play Gonzaga in the second round. That's what they'll do. To get one of those the non-power 5s out of there early. Yeah.
Well, the college football playoff is set. Alabama against Ohio State. Nick Saban, head coach of the Tide, talking about the matchup.
Ryan Day's done a great job there. They're one of the best defensive teams in the country in terms of points allowed, tough to run against, really explosive on offense, really good skilled players outside. They do a great job of running the ball and controlling the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. So very challenging game for us all the way around, but these are the kind of games, if you're a competitor, you really look forward to playing in. And this is a great opportunity for our players to compete against a great team.
I think because this game is just, I would love to come on the show today and say, I'm not playing this game. But you play college football all season long, and then you get to the national championship and just, I'm not playing this one. No, you go all in.
Yeah, you got to.
And my thought is, after watching last week, wow, that's what Ohio State's capable of. They're really good. Maybe they're on the same level of Alabama when they play their best. But two things keep standing out to me. One, Rosie, you mentioned it last week. I don't want to go down with Alabama.
Yep.
I don't want to pick against
Even though
Alabama.
we all did last week.
Yeah.
we all did Alabama. We all lost.
But we don't feel bad.
And they've gone down 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Lost to Florida. Didn't cover the spread against Florida either in the SEC championship. So I feel like I don't want to go down with Alabama. I've thought all along, going into last week, I thought all along that Alabama is just far superior than anybody else in college football. If anybody was close, it was Clemson. Well, I was wrong about that.
Yeah.
Because Ohio State did what they did to Clemson. So now I'm thinking, wow, okay, so now what about this matchup? But the thing that keeps coming back to me, Alabama hasn't trailed in the second half this year.
Right.
They've done it week in, week out, week in, week out. This was one example from Ohio State. One.
Yeah.
This is by far not even close the best they've played all season. And not even close. Can they do that again?
Against an Alabama defense like that has struggled this season against high passing
Big
teams
plays.
in the SEC.
Yeah, they give
giving
up
up a lot of
plays.
points a couple times. But it's still, I keep thinking at the end of the day, this is a defense just full of 5-star guys. Like all 11 guys are probably 5-star recruits from somewhere or another. At some point, they got to. I feel like we haven't seen Alabama's defense play the way they can play yet all season. The two closest games they had were what? Ole Miss and Florida, probably, right?
Yep.
Like big, high-scoring games going back and forth where Alabama wins, but just because they score 45 plus or whatever it is. So I just don't know if Ohio State can score that many points. I know they had this huge game a week ago, but I feel like they're going to run to set up the pass and all this, and Alabama just has so many weapons offensively that defensively they get one or two stops. Like it just might be too much for Ohio State.
I mean, we saw Florida Florida scored 46 against them. This will be, outside of Florida, this will be the second best offense that Alabama's defense has faced this season. I will say the thing to watch out for, I believe, is you saw the pressure that Ohio State's front seven got on Trevor Lawrence. I mean, they were in his face all night long. And Landon Dickerson not being there at center, who calls all the protections and calls everything out for Alabama's offensive line, he's not there. That's something to look out for. If Ohio State can get pressure with that front four and can send guys back and you can do other things there, and if you can stop Najee Harris a little bit. I mean, it's a lot of ifs when you're talking about stopping Alabama.
But
it has become, if Trey Sermon runs the ball like he has run the ball the last 2 to 3 games, which is what they expected him to do at the beginning of the year, if he does that, Ohio State's offense, you saw that. That's the thing. That Northwestern game, they did not have Chris Olave. You saw what he meant to their offense in that game against Clemson. He is the deep threat guy. He is kind of the Devontae Smith, I guess, for their team. Not as good, but I think with both of these teams, I don't think either one of them is going to stop each other. I think both teams are scoring high 40s or into the 50s, and it's probably going to come down to who has the ball last. And one thing Alabama has this year, they've got the best kicker in the country.
I'm taking the under.
You think?
Yeah.
That's a big number, 74 and a half.
It's a lot of points, and I just feel like we always think going into these games that it's going to just be
56
crazy. Their first play, bomb, touchdown,
Right.
and there's going to be some punts. There's going to be some 3 and outs. There's going to be some times where somebody drops a pass on third down, running across. There's going to be. I just don't think they're going to score that many points.
There's 3 and outs. 3 and out. I give you punt. There may be a couple punts, but 3 and outs.
I think there's at least one. Is that a prop bet?
I should be. Yeah, I'd look for it.
Yeah, total for 3 and outs is
1.5.
2? Yeah, 1.5. I'd say probably 1.5.
Man, Ryan Day, head coach of the Buckeyes, they put it all on the line last week against Clemson, had their best performance of the year. He was asked, are they going to have anything left?
Well, the goal was never just to beat Clemson. The goal was to win the national championship. And all these guys who we didn't have a season, they were fighting to get back to play for a national championship. So while it was an emotional win, That wasn't the goal. The goal was to win this one. And so I'd be disappointed if we didn't play well in this game. This is everything on the line, everything we wanted. And so now all the focus goes on Alabama. And we just got to prepare. And the most prepared team is going to win the game. And we have to prepare, like we did the week before. The good news is I think we have a little confidence going into the game that we've shown what we can do. And now we've got to go do it again.
Yeah, a team that's most prepared will win this game. That's why Ohio State's trying to postpone the game, according to Nick Saban's daughter.
Well, maybe it is true that they tried to get Justin Fields as healthy as possible because that hit he took.
Yeah, he got rocked.
Ooh, man, he absolutely did.
Every time I see that highlight, I just.
I'm giving you foreshadowing to what I will be picking here. This will be by far the toughest game Alabama has had all year. Since January of 2009, Ohio State has covered 14 straight times as an underdog of 3 or more points by an average of 18 points per game. One of those was the 2014 National Championship game against Alabama.
So you're saying they're due to not cover?
Well, you would. You tried to do that, and then guess what? You rode with us on Drake.
And then you know what happens? Drake wins again.
Drake wins by 31.
Listen, I'm just saying, it seems like what you're saying is that they might be due.
You look up midway in the second half, and Drake's up 61-29.
We talked about Dabo Swinney and whether or not he regrets his vote of number 11 for Ohio State. He, of course, was asked that after losing last week.
No, I don't regret any of that. And, the polls have nothing to do with motivation. Both teams were highly motivated to play. And listen, they're a great team. As I said, that had nothing to do with Ohio State. I said they were good enough to beat us, good enough to win the whole dang thing. But to the All-State. I didn't think anybody that didn't play at least 9 games. In my poll, that I wasn't going to put them in the top 10. So I wasn't going to change that just because there was a chance we could play them. So I don't have any regret about that. The only thing I regret is, I obviously didn't do a good enough job getting my team ready.
Do we know where he ranked them this week? Yeah. Because they still haven't played 9 games, right? Yeah. And even if they win the title, they will only have played 8 games.
And then the other thing too is and then the other thing too is the quote before the season of Dabo being asked what happens if a team in like the Big Ten or Pac-12 would you be okay with them making the playoff if they only able to play just a few games? And and Dabo said, heck yeah, like who knows what's going to happen in a season like this? So
because at that point his team could have
you were cool with it then, but then you're not so cool with it. You're like, man, I'd rather play Notre Dame for a third time.
Yeah, no kidding. So Dabo doesn't regret it at all. All right, we will take a break here on the Odds Couple. When we come back, we got some NFL playoffs to get to, more on the College Football Championship as well. We got our picks coming up, and Vinnie Verno is going to join us as well. It's all ahead here on the Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
And we welcome to the show Kyle Anderson, who I believe you are the elder statesman now. Are you the oldest dude in the gym?
Somebody called me one of the rookies called me the OG in the locker room.
The Chris Vernon Show, live daily on GrindCityMedia.com, Grind City Media on YouTube, and the official Grizzlies mobile app. Subscribe and download daily episodes at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or SoundCloud.
The Grizzlies debuted their City Edition uniforms, and they are the coolest City Edition uniforms.
Look at this beautiful black and gold.
Show me the glasses.
It's all the way right on the seam.
That's dope. But that's how you know the detailing of it. That's pretty dope.
Oh, my nails are so gross.
Rise and Grind with Jessica and Megan. Live daily at 8 a.m. on GrindCityMedia.com.
What's up, Grizzlies fans? I'm Megan Triplett, and I have some exciting news to share. We have a new app. That's right. It's a 3-in-1 experience that you don't want to miss out on. Check this out. The app will keep you up to date on all of the Grizzlies stats and latest news. If you're looking to see what events are going on at FedEx Forum, that can all be found on the app as well. Plus, if you want to see more of me and the rest of the Grind City Media team, like Chris Vernon, Lang Whitaker, and Mike Wallace, there's a section for all that. It is 365 days of content to keep you in touch with all things Grizzlies, FedEx Forum, and GCM. And did I mention you can also purchase and manage tickets on the app? The app does it all. Download it now.
Welcome back to GrindCityMedia.com, live from FedEx Forum and the American Home Shield Studio. Now, here's more of the Odds Couple, Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Hey, don't miss the newest Grind City Media show, Rise and Grind, with Jessica Benson and Megan Triplett. The duo brings a fresh, fun, energetic double shot of morning vibes to catch you up on the latest in sports, entertainment, pop culture, and everything Memphis, with some completely biased, unfiltered discussions and a side of slightly above average jokes. Tune in to GrindCityMedia.com, Grind City Media on YouTube, or via the official Grizzlies mobile app to catch Jessica and Megan live, or download each episode daily and subscribe at iTunes, Spotify, or SoundCloud today. Welcome back, everyone, to the Odds Couple. Week 19 of football this year. We've made it this far, and now we are in the second season of the National Football League. Boy, that was fun in the NFC East last week, wasn't it? First, you had the Dallas Giants game, and, you know, Brevin Knight's a huge Giants fan, and he wasn't at the arena yet because we were playing on Sunday, and I'm watching the game, and they have the turnover. Dalton turns it over, and I tell Pete, whew, good news, it's over. Giants won. And then the Giants fumble while trying to run out the clock. Luckily, it was overturned. It was not a fumble. It was fine. I thought I had jinxed the whole thing, and I was telling everybody, don't tell Brevin. Don't tell Brevin I said it. Don't tell Brevin I said it. So then the Giants, they win in remarkable fashion. Now they're set if Washington were to lose, and then Philadelphia does what they do. Just a complete mess of chaos.
I don't understand this outrage at Philadelphia for pulling their backup quarterback in the fourth quarter of this game. And people are like, oh, they tried to lose. Well, yeah, they tried to lose. The draft pick. About what do the Eagles, why are they trying to help the Giants? Like, what do they care? They care about who they're going to draft, right? Yeah. So, why are you trying to win a game for another team that you hate, right?
I think it's just stupid because, I mean, don't you want to see if Jalen Hurts is your quarterback? And he's kind of in a big situation here, so let's have him
play.
Unless Doug Peterson was flatly told, don't win this game.
I think he was told.
Had to be.
I think he 100%. I think the NFL's investigating it
because coaches don't want to. If coaches are told from above that this is how they have to play the game, well, they got to play the game that way. But if they're not, you win. You try to win.
Yeah, you try to win the game.
You know who we saw lose 200-something games for a couple of years? The Philadelphia 76ers. Like, teams in Philadelphia have seen this before. Like,
but they tried to win.
You don't think the Philadelphia Eagles players were trying to win?
No,
they just put the ones in there who weren't very good.
But the coach was trying to win in Philadelphia. Yeah, this coach wasn't trying to win.
No, that's the thing. That's what's so disappointing about it is that dude, tanking crap has been for the NBA. It hasn't been for the NFL. Right. Like, it's been an NBA thing. It has not been an NFL thing. And the fact that it was also, I mean, some NFL teams have kind of done this during Week 17 before.
But start the third string guy.
Yeah, that's right. And the problem is the NFL made it their premier game. Sunday night is the premier NFL game of the week, and that's where the NFL
NBC did that,
made a mistake.
You start
here.
Sudfeld and play, and you play hard, and you try to win. Fine, whatever. But to do it the way they did was just egregious.
Oh, and you saw Jalen Hurts on the sidelines. You saw him with they caught him, and he said, "This isn't right."
Well,
this is not right.
I'm a Falcons fan. I was worried the Falcons were going to win. Like, we had to lose that game to get the fourth pick in the draft. If they won, they could have gone all the way up to 10th or 11th.
Right.
And it was close. And Matt Ryan played the whole game. I wanted him to start Matt Schaub. Let one of the backups play. I didn't want to win. If you're a fan of the Eagles, you should want to lose that game.
No, you shouldn't.
But the thing
that's just I hate that mentality. I wanted to beat Seattle's ass so bad on Sunday, and I got so excited when we're up 16-6. I'm like, dude, we might actually do this. Our defense is playing real. And then Russell Wilson, of course, rips my heart out again, like he always does. I wanted to win that game.
Nothing is better than ruining a rival's season, postseason chances. If you're the Eagles or the Eagles fans, You should take pride in having an opportunity to make sure Washington doesn't get in the playoffs on the last day of the season.
Well, would you rather would you rather have a little pride, maybe feel good for a couple of days, or have, the 6th pick in the draft versus the 12th pick in the draft?
Ruin it. I'm a hater.
I'll take
I hate hard, baby.
Dude,
I hate from my soul.
Dude, this is the thing with the NFL draft and how the NFL draft works. You can get an awesome player at pick number 2, and you can get an awesome player at pick number 22.
Yeah.
Dude, Fred Warner is the best linebacker in the NFL. The 49ers got him in the 3rd round.
Yeah. I will say this about the whole Philadelphia debacle. They still covered. So I really wasn't out that
They did
outraged.
cover the 6.5.
Yeah,
They did
so
cover.
I wasn't that outraged.
I did find that fun. I'm like, man, these dudes are trying to lose, and they're still covering. How bad is Washington?
Well, the football team is coached by Ron Rivera, and interesting reaction to being asked about winning the NFC East.
It's really a cool thing, to come out and get the division. It's kind of a double-edged sword, though, because obviously, we play Saturday night against Tampa Bay. We got the first place schedule next year, which is not going to be easy. But I think what it does is it just shows these guys that if they work hard, do things the right way, they give themselves a chance. And again, we got a young group of guys, a lot of young guys that have played a lot of football, meaningful football, and this is cool for them. This really is.
I mean, who says the Eagles didn't win? Because now the Redskins are the Washington football team. I'm sorry, they've got to play the number 1 schedule.
I think football team's head coach was kind of sounding like,
crap.
Darn Eagles. I mean, it wasn't, we got the first place schedule next year. That's going to be tough, but, we got a chance. I mean, it wasn't real encouraging.
It's
and you got to play Tom Brady.
They don't have a quarterback. Alex Smith is the best thing they have. I saw Bruce Arians' quote that said, he was kind of talk up Washington. He said, well, we're not playing Dwayne Haskins, which is woo. But Antonio Gibson, former Tiger, gets to play in the playoffs, and then I hate it for him because he doesn't have a quarterback, and I do kind of wish Washington would get one because Terry McLaurin is the best receiver in the NFL that nobody ever talks about.
Got a nice win on that bet, too, him scoring the first touchdown last night.
There you go.
That was good. That game
I had Antonio.
I didn't have a problem.
I had Antonio Gibson
also just
the first touchdown.
Be prepared. Like the other morning, I turned on the TV and ESPN was on, and it was this deep dive into Alex Smith's comeback. And it was like I was watching an autopsy. Like they had all these shots of his leg sawed open and the infection cutting out. Yeah, I was can we get a warning on this or blur it or something? So there's going to be more of that coming up this week. All these networks are going to tell his story before this game.
Great. Washington football team 10,000 to 1 to win the Super Bowl this year. Kansas City Chiefs
feels like good odds.
Yeah, Kansas City Chiefs 175 favorite. Green Bay Packers a 500. NFC favorite.
Well, you can go through that all you want. I will tell you, I have a $25 bet on the Buffalo Bills to win the Super Bowl that will pay out $200.
Get out of here.
I think the Bills are probably the hottest team right now, aren't they?
If you look at their losses, they lost on a Tuesday night to the Titans.
Yeah.
That they just were sitting around waiting to find out if their game was even going to be played or not. If they were going, because when the Titans were going through all their COVID outbreak, they had a game against the Chiefs that had to get pushed back to a Monday afternoon at 3:00, and then they lost to the Cardinals on the Hail Murray, the Kyler Murray bomb at the very end. Those are the only 3 games they've lost.
It's pretty unbelievable. What's also unbelievable usually is Vinnie Verno. And he joins us now via the Skype here on Championship Week in college football. It's the NFL's second season. The playoffs are underway.
Give them the damn money when I have it.
Vinnie Verno joins us here on the show.
What the hell do you want me to do?
Vinnie Verno!
Hello?
Hello, how are you, sir?
Man, well, I've been better.
Uh-oh.
I've been better. I don't know if you saw, Bama came through, no big whoop, right? They end up beating Notre Dame. They cover the first half. That's what matters. Clemson, what the hell was that? That chick, Joey Lawrence, she said she's going to the NFL today. He needs to go back to school. Win me on the bet. I'm sure you don't have me any sponsors, so I got this thing sponsored again.
Okay.
Today's show is brought to you by Sun and Fun Barbie. Look at her. She is a blast. Look at her. She will leave you no prenup. Also brought to you by Campbell's Slow Kettle New England Clam Chowder. This stuff will absolutely give you diarrhea. And by Mr. Bubble foam soap and the loofah that comes with it. So, Mr. Bubble, if you want to have a little fun in the shower, you know, if you hadn't had fun in the shower in a while, foam soap always a blast. Yeah.
Who's your friend today?
Clam chowder, holy crap! I took one bite, ran to the pot.
Who's your?
Not real cream.
Who are you there with? Who is that with you today?
That's the bear.
Yeah, last week you had a rabbit, I think.
Yeah, you had a bunny last week.
But you called it a bear. But this is the bear.
Oh, well, I did. Okay, all right. You're talking about the rabbit that I used to have, right? I sold him on eBay. I said it was Trevor Lawrence's when he was a kid. So maybe a Clemson fan bought that thing for $50. So this is Bear, and the reason that this is important is because I named him after, God rest his soul, Bear Bryant. They don't make him like him no more. They don't make him like him. Did you ever see that Junction Boys? He had them guys running like 700 sprints, no water, calling up a bunch of wussies. I love Bear Bryant.
And that would be Bear with you right there. So
he was named after Bear Bryant.
Yeah. And you got your Alabama jersey on today. Can we kind of assume who you're going to pick?
Is that Julio Jones?
This one.
That's Trent Richardson.
That's actually Trent Richardson. It didn't work out so good for Trent. He's like kind of the one, you know, him and Bo Scarborough. They're the only ones that didn't make $500 million playing in the NFL. Trent Richardson, he could never find a hole. You know what I mean? He couldn't never find a hole. They got to the NFL. I don't know. I think he had vision problems or something. I think he had cataracts. He needed that LASIK, Trent Richardson. But I still have his jersey. Trent Richardson. Me and Mrs. Richardson are the only ones still wearing it. But she is a fox. All right. I got $200 left, and we're putting it all on Bama. What's the number right now? I heard that Ohio State might have COVID. That's why I'm doing this. And that guy was like the friggin' quarterback obviously broke his ribs. The doctor's like, no, you didn't break your ribs. And so then they had him over on the side. He's like riding a Peloton. He come in the game, throw another touchdown. Then he goes, does another Peloton class. He throws another touchdown. But this guy, he can't breathe this week. He's got broken ribs. Their team's got COVID. Ryan Day looks like a bad guy from an 80s movie. They suck. Bama by 100. What's the line? I got $200. That's all I got.
Says 7.5.
$7.5 million.
From $5 million to 200, Bama minus 7.5. They win by 100. Am I correct?
In fairness, I had $4,998, and I put it all on Clemson. And so now I got $200 left. I hate Dabo Swinney with the fires of 7 Hells. So this is really just a revenge game for Ohio State for me. Like, I got to get something back. I mean, Clemson just absolutely bombed me. That was the worst thing that's ever happened.
Well, I hope you get good luck this week, and if you lose your final 200, you could always try to sell Bear on eBay, I guess.
I'll sell him. You want him? I'll sell him to you right now. I'll sell him to you for $100 so I can put 100 more on Alabama. How bad that Clemson loss was for Vinnie Verno? Let me tell you something. That Clemson loss was so bad that the game got done, and I said, can we go back to 2020? This is the worst year of my life.
Well, Vinnie Verno...
I hate 2021.
Good luck in the national championship game. We appreciate you spending time with us today. Thank you.
Who do you guys all gonna roll with me or what? We're taking Bama, right? We're taking Bama.
I'm on the Buckeyes. I'm on Ohio State.
You got the brain of a pea.
Says the guy who put over $4 million on Clemson.
Yeah.
How was I supposed to know?
You're the bookie.
Like 3 games, whole freaking.
I heard Roser likes
Northwestern, and I lost my ass on it.
I heard Roser likes clam chowder too.
Yeah, Roser does like clam chowder. He could buy that.
I thought Dabo could back it up. I really did. He wrote a check his ass could not cash. I am done with him. Done. No. Dabo Sweeney, dead to me. Dead. And that chick, Joey Lauren.
Done.
She's dead to me, too.
Vinny, thank you very much, Vinnie Verno.
I'm a Devontae Smith fan.
We need to get you a number 6. Need to get him a number 6 jersey.
Thanks, Vinnie
You
Verno.
need to shut the hell up.
See you, man.
See ya.
Bye, Bear. Vinnie Verno joining us here. Alabama taking on Ohio State, in the national championship game on Monday. Looking forward to that. Nick Saban talking about Trey Sermon and that Ohio State running game.
He's playing outstanding football right now. There's no doubt about that. He had a fantastic game against Clemson. I think they have 2 really good running backs. Both are very capable. So their offensive line does a really good job of blocking your looks up front, getting a hat on a hat. And the runners are very talented. So the combination of the explosive ability that they have in the passing game, the good receivers that they have outside, the speed that they have, the way they can stretch the field with the playmakers they have. The quarterback can run or pass and can make all the throws. So, there's just a good all-around team, and they have great balance, and I think that's what makes them very difficult to defend.
Saban sounds like a disappointed parent trying to reason with a troubled child.
Who's sending out bad tweets?
Whatever it is. He's like, you got to do better. We can't do. Like, there's no change in tone. There's no real information being conveyed there. I liked where he said they have a quarterback who can run or pass.
He did use my favorite term.
Hat on hat.
I love hat on hat.
When are we putting hats on anything else in football? Who puts hats on turf or hats on the first down marker? What are we doing?
Well, if you put a hat on a hat during a play, you can get thrown out of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, that to me is that's talking about you just line up and that's how you run the ball. You line up, put a hat on a hat, get your yardage. Get your yardage.
Man.
It helps if your quarterback can throw or run.
It really does help.
Thanks,
if you can do both.
Alabama 7-2 against the spread their last 9 games. However, they have failed to cover the last 2. Last 4 title games for Alabama. They're 0-4 against the spread. 9 of their last 15 have gone over. Their last 4 title games have also gone over, and 5 of the last 6 they've played on a Monday have gone over. So a lot of overs there for Bama. What about Ohio State? Here's Ryan Day on the challenge ahead.
This is quite an honor to be in the national championship game. We're obviously very excited to be here. This is something that our guys fought so hard to have this opportunity, and now we're here. Unbelievable opportunity to play. Great program. So much respect for Coach Saban and his staff and the players and their tradition of winning there. So, really looking forward to a great week of preparation as we work our way down to Miami.
Ohio State 13-7 against the spread their last 20, 8-1 against the spread their last 9 as an underdog. 4 of their last 5 have gone over head-to-head. Alabama's 3-1 against Ohio State. However, the last meeting, Ohio State won, and they covered as well. In that game, they were a 7.5-point dog.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Dude, these are the number 4 and number 6 offenses in yards per game. They average a combined 91.6 points per game.
Yeah, I'm laying off.
I'm going there.
the national
I have already
championship.
hammered the over. I will continue to hammer the over. And
how'd it go last week for Alabama?
I didn't take the over. Oh God, you know what I made on Alabama last week?
Good.
Minus 10.5 first half, minus 10.5 first half. Then it went down to 9.5, minus 9.5 first half, minus 9.5 first half again. Let's just say the DraftKings account started the day at 0. It ended the day at 400.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
Roll damn tide.
Roll damn tide. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we are going to look at the NFL playoffs. We're going to have our picks for the week as well. That's all straight ahead here on The Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
Do you know how to make a reindeer sound?
What is that?
What kind of sounds do reindeers make?
It's not like a horse.
No.
It's like more like a deer.
The only thing I can think of like is deer. If they're getting like attacked by a lion or something. Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
You know, I watch all these animal videos.
So what would a reindeer getting attacked by a lion sound like?
It'd be like,
Sound like an old alarm clock. The Chris Vernon Show, live weekdays at noon on grindcitymedia.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
In everything we do, defensive activity, offensive execution, play together, have an edge about us. Just play with an edge. Play with an edge and play together.
Durant, block for Jaron, blocked by James. Dylan Brooks with authority. Tyus Jones to Brandon Clark. A turn and gun. He got it. Jones for three. Stolen, blocked by Jaron.
Yeah, stay together, Blue, stay together. Way to roll me, kid. Let's leave it out there.
John Morant with elevation.
The Grizzlies debuted their City Edition uniforms, and they are the coolest City Edition uniforms.
Look at this beautiful black and gold.
Show me the glasses.
It's all the way like right on the seam.
That's dope. But that's how you
that's
know like the detailing of it. Like that's pretty dope.
Oh, my nails are so gross.
Rise and Grind with Jessica and Megan. Live daily at 8 a.m. on grindcitymedia.com.
Once a week, get your basketball fix with Talkin' Grizz featuring me, Kelsey Wright Johnson, and media from around the NBA as we discuss draft topics, prospects, and more. Connect with Grind City Media on all their social channels, subscribe to Grind City Media YouTube, and follow Grind City Media on Twitter and Instagram to stay up to date with all things Grizzlies.
Welcome back to The Odds Couple on grindcitymedia.com. Live from FedEx Forum and the American Home Shield Studio. Here's The Odds Couple, Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Take it your daily sports, pop culture, and Grizz fix with insider news and commentary on all things sports and more with the Chris Vernon Show, now live at noon daily, Monday through Friday. Tune in to grindcitymedia.com, Grind City Media on YouTube, or via the official Grizzlies mobile app to catch Chris live, or download each episode daily and subscribe at iTunes, Spotify, or SoundCloud today. Welcome back to the program, everybody. Odds Couple, Week 19, we got the NFL playoffs. All right, you ready for some NFC trends?
Yeah.
NFC trends. All right, Seahawks. Somebody's going to screw somebody's season up this week, right? I mean, we're not going chalk. I mean, somebody like not a Washington, right? But
no,
maybe a Washington. No,
Chicago.
A Chicago could really rule. Something's going to happen. Seahawks are a 4.5-point favorite over the Rams. Rams 2-5 against the spread on Saturdays. So that's interesting. 11 of their last 13 have gone under. 7 of the last 8 for Seattle have gone under. 6 of the last 7 against the NFC for Seattle have gone under as well. Last 4 is a home favorite for Seattle. Under. Seattle's covered 10 of the last 14 against the Rams at home. The home team is 11-5 the last 16 meetings, and 15 of the last 22 have gone under between these two teams. Bucks are an 8-point favorite over football team. Bucks 2-6 against the spread in January. 0-4 against the spread their last 4 in a wild card game, although none of these they had Tom Brady.
Well,
that could be a difference.
Have you seen the Tom Brady number? Tom Brady goes to bed at 8:30 every night.
Oh, yeah?
He's 43 years old. The last 4 primetime games he has played, he is 0-4 against the number.
Really?
And he's like 1-3 straight up.
So what time is this game?
The last 2 teams who have made the playoffs that have been under 500 were the 2010 Seahawks. That was Marshawn Lynch going beast mode on the New Orleans Saints. And Ron Rivera's 2014 Carolina Panthers. Both won playoff games. I'm just saying. I'm not saying. The last time we saw Tom Brady play in primetime, the Saints beat the living hell out of the Buccaneers.
Yeah. By the way, Washington 5-2 against the spread their last 7, 4-1 against the spread on Saturday.
Okay,
I'd probably still take Tampa Bay.
Yeah, take him. I'll take Tampa Bay.
Underdog.
I still think Tampa's going to win the game.
Underdog 5-0-1 against the spread the last 6 meetings.
Yeah.
Everything leans towards football team.
Go for it.
Nobody
Do it.
believes.
Windows open.
Do it.
I've
been traumatized by Tom Brady for the last 10 years. Like I can't bet against him.
A lot of people traumatized by the Chicago Bears this season.
Yeah.
As far as covering. Bears in New Orleans, Saints a big favorite by 10. Chicago 0-4 against the spread in January. 0-6 against the spread against teams with a winning home record. New Orleans, meanwhile, 7-1-1 against the spread in their last 9. 6-1 against the spread against the NFC. 6-1-1 against the spread last 8 on a Sunday. Head-to-head, New Orleans 5-1-1 against the spread in the last 6. They've covered 3 of their last 4 at home as well. The one that they didn't cover, they pushed. Yeah. So everything towards New Orleans and the over as far as the trends.
I mean, it would be the funniest outcome for the Saints to lose to the Bears.
Yeah.
And for that to be Drew Brees' final game to go out like that.
Yeah, that would be.
I mean, I'm sure Saints fans are excited for the Taysom Hill era to finally begin.
I did love Sean Payton's idea of wanting to quarantine 50,000 fans for like 14 days or whatever, or 7 days leading up to the game so they could have 50,000 fans in the Superdome.
He's a visionary. Peyton is.
That's a pretty good idea. I mean, that would give them a massive home field. If you can,
Where would you quarantine 50,000 people
in the Superdome?
It's an NFL team. Yeah, you make sure they all
sleep in the seats. It's going to be like the Saints in the '80s when they had the bags on their heads.
Yeah, and then you just feed them every day. Of course, they have to test negative and everything, and then you put them in the Superdome, and then you can feed them and all. That's an NFL team. They make tons of money.
Okay. Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns are in the playoffs, and now their head coach has COVID, and so do a couple of other staff members and a couple of players. So welcome back to the playoffs, Cleveland Browns. It's going to be a tough task as they take on Pittsburgh. Baker on making it this far.
We're not satisfied. We expected to be here. We've worked extremely hard to get here, and we're excited to have the chance to be in the playoffs. But the feeling of walking off the field, the energy in the stadium, they're playing Cleveland Rocks. There's an old school video going on, and I can look up and see old school highlights. And for it to be that loud with a limited amount of fans, it's a special moment for us.
Absolutely, and they are a 4.5-point dog against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Cleveland 3-8 against the spread. Their last 11, they're 1-8 against the spread. Their last 9 against AFC opponents. Pittsburgh 8-3 against the spread. Their last 11 against AFC opponents, and also 7 of the last 8 home playoff games for Pittsburgh have gone over. 4 of the last 5 against the AFC North for Cleveland have also gone over. Head-to-head, Pittsburgh's covered 4 of the last 5. Pittsburgh's covered. They're 4-1-1 against the spread. Their last 6 at home against the Browns, and they're 13-3 straight up the last 17 meetings. 10-0 straight up their last 10 at home. The home team's covered 5 of the last 6. Everything leaning towards Pittsburgh and the over for this matchup.
Now, when you said that Browns 4 of the last 5 against the AFC, no, you said 4 of the last 5 have gone over. Were you meaning 4 of the last 5 Browns playoff games? Because it could be like, oh, okay,
no,
like 30 years ago.
What is it? 4 of the last 5 against the North.
Yeah. Those would be that line is like 6 now. And I saw some Jimmy Vaccaro down at the I think it's at the South Point in Vegas, said he expects it to go to 7. Kevin Stefanski's not coaching the game. The Browns will not have their head coach. Their Pro Bowl, one of their Pro Bowl offensive linemen from the Browns, not going to be there. I mean, that's going to be a massive deal. I mean, not having Stefanski is a huge deal.
Is that a huge deal, though?
He's their play caller, yes.
Yeah, but
he calls your plays. That's a massive deal, not having your play caller.
Yeah. I mean, I would think in the NFL, the head coach, if he's not the offensive coordinator or defense coordinator, probably has like the least involvement, right? Like the Seahawks, if they're missing Pete Carroll, they're not going to miss him.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't call their he doesn't call their offensive or defensive plays, but yeah, Kevin Stefanski calls all the offensive plays.
I mean, this is totally anecdotal, but every time I watch the Steelers, I'm struck by how completely immobile Ben Roethlisberger is these days. Yeah. He takes the snap, he looks deep, quick. If it's not there, he goes underneath, and that's it. He doesn't move, he can't run, he can't do anything. You would think the Browns might be able to get a little pressure on him. Like, this is the game to me that I'm kind of feeling a little frisky for the Browns here.
See, the only thing, though, if you watch the second half of that Colts game, the last game that Roethlisberger played, the first half was awful, and it was it's everything you said. That second half, dude, he started throwing the ball all over the place. Like, he was slinging it down the field. And it was like he decided to wait an extra second and decided, okay, I'm just going to get hit. Yeah. Like, I'm going to get hit. I'm just going to have to take the hit. And
maybe he's been waiting on the playoffs to take some hits.
I think that might be what it is because he's so old, that he's like, now's the time I'll just have to stand in there and take the hits so I can get the ball down the field.
'Tis the time of the season when the good stuff comes out. I'm talking horse tranquilizers and stuff like that. Making their way out. Anytime a man plays linebacker with a torn tricep, they got some good painkillers going around.
They're gonna be like showing inside NFL locker rooms, and they're gonna be like these like
they should get
there's gonna be like a couple of like needles. They're gonna be a couple needles above like every player's locker room. They're like, are these players taking steroids? No, those are just cortisone shots. Yeah. Those are all cortisone shots.
Other two games in the AFC, Ravens 3.5-point favorite at the Titans. Ravens have covered their last 6 games. Their last 7 as a playoff favorite have gone under. Tennessee, meanwhile, their last 13 against the AFC North, they are 3-9-1 against the spread. Their last 5 as a wild card entrant have gone under. Head-to-head, Baltimore 12-5-1 against the spread in Nashville. The road teams covered 3 of the last 4, and 10 of the last 14 have gone under. So the trend's leaning towards Baltimore and the under in that matchup. And Colts and Buffalo. Buffalo 6.5-point favorite. Colts 2-4 against spread their last 6, 2-5 against spread against the AFC East. 6 of their last 7 wildcard games have gone under. Buffalo 8-0 against the spread their last 8 games. They've covered all 8. They've covered their last 5 against the AFC, and 7 of 9 against the AFC South have gone under. Head-to-head between these two teams, Buffalo's covered 4 of the last 6. The home team has covered the last 5. Buffalo 3-0-1 against the spread in the last 4 at home, and the favorite 4-1 in the last 4 meetings have gone under. So everything leaning towards Buffalo and the under for that matchup.
This one is, if you watched Indianapolis against Jacksonville last week, it was really just Jonathan Taylor. He rushed for over 200 yards, and so you kind of think like, what is Phillip Rivers going to be able to do against Buffalo? Like if he can't really get the ball down the field at all,
I think Buffalo's the hottest team right now.
No doubt.
Yeah, and I don't. You and I talked about it earlier this season. The Colts defense was kind of sneaky good. They were like, no one really talked about them. They were pretty good defensively, but I don't know if they got a chance in this one.
Yeah, and because Buffalo's offense has just been able to tear everybody. Yeah. It hasn't mattered what the defense is. They've been able to tear everybody apart.
It's time now for our picks. I'll go ahead and get started. Fish is 5. I'm laying off the Alabama-Ohio State game.
What?
I said I wouldn't go down with Alabama, but I'm picking Ohio State.
What?
I'll take the hook. I'm taking the hook. I like Alabama 42-35 in this game. I'll go ahead and take Ohio State and the hook. But I will say this. When I bet it, I'll be betting Alabama.
I don't know. I'm confused.
Hang on, Fish. No.
I don't know anything about this game.
I love this. I love this.
You emailed me earlier. You wanted Alabama for the Grind City Pick'em.
I know. Yeah. I'm all over the place.
No, I love this because your next pick is the what was it? The under?
Yeah.
It was the under, and 42-35 equals 77 points, which would be the over.
I'm taking the under.
I also like. Roser had to use the calculator app to do 42 plus 35.
I just wanted to make sure.
He did, didn't he?
I'm just wanting to make sure here.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Let me make sure that's my score. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, see, here I have the over. Okay. Yeah, here I had the over on my sheet.
That's probably just Robbie messed that up.
But I'm taking the under. I don't know. I don't like that one either. I'm probably going to bet Alabama in the over. So I'm picking Ohio State in the under. I don't either. Let's move on. Seahawks. I like the Seahawks minus the 4.5 at home against the Rams, especially if Goff doesn't play. I like the Ravens on the road at the Titans. I was a little surprised the Ravens were favored in this game in Nashville, but the Ravens are just playing really well right now. I think they continue to roll. Titans defense is terrible. I like the Ravens. And then I'm going with the Steelers minus the 4 against the Browns. I think Browns just have too many issues going against them right now, and I just expect the Steelers to play a little bit better, and Ben it is that time of year, CJ, and I'll take Ben to perform under those circumstances. Lang, get this off of me.
I'm taking Alabama. Yeah, I think Alabama's going to win, and I think Bama's got too much for Ohio State. I think this might be the game we finally see Alabama's defense play their best game of the year. But I also think it's an under. Roser mocked me for saying there might be some 3-and-outs or some punts. But I just think this is one of those games. It's a lot at stake. They're going to be extra careful, and it's going to end up going under. The Rams have been disappointing me all year long, and I don't like the Seahawks. I don't want to bet on the Seahawks, but the Rams just cannot get it done, so I'll take Seahawks. Ravens, I just feel like the Titans, they give up so many points week after week, and this is our Ravens offense that is taking advantage of those situations. They're going to put up a bunch, beat the Titans, and I think the Browns are going to do it. I told you guys this is the one to me that feels a little fun, so I might go with the Browns.
All right.
I'm going to go with Ohio State plus the 7.5. I think this will be Alabama's biggest test. I think they will trail at some point in the second half of this game. I'm taking the over. I think it's an easy over. I think it's one of those, like, even if the over doesn't hit, I'm not going to feel dumb for making it. These teams average 545 yards and 535 yards of offense, respectively. 43.4 points per game and 48.2 points per game. These teams score. They both score a lot of points. I'll take the over there. Screw the Seahawks. I'm going with the Rams. Baltimore, this might be it for Lamar Jackson. I'm not saying they're going to release him or anything, but this dude has been a bum in the playoffs. Has been an absolute bum when teams step it up in the playoffs. He has been an absolute bum. I'm taking Baltimore. They lost to the Titans in the regular season this year, 30-24 in overtime. They lost to the Titans last year in the playoffs when they were the number 1 seed in all the playoffs, had home field advantage throughout the AFC playoffs, and they lost to the Titans. They want this game, and that's what I'm banking on. They want this game, and so they will get this game.
Lamar Jackson needs this game.
He needs this game.
Get released if they lose.
But it's already a thing. Like, when it gets to playoff time, these defenses tighten up on him, and guess what? He can't throw the ball for crap. So their running game has to, and really, if you look at the Ravens the last couple of weeks, what they're doing it through the running game. They run it with like 4 different guys.
This is like your impression of Fish talking about Ohio State, Alabama.
They do it all through the running game. So no, it's just like I think Lamar's got to. I think he's got to show up, and I think if there was ever a time where it's going to happen, this has got to be it. You've lost 2 in a row to the Titans. Like, this has been, the team you've had the most troubles with. So you really got to want this one. And I'm going to take the Steelers. I just think the experience for Pittsburgh. I think Baker Mayfield throws 2 to 3 picks in this game, unless they just run it with Nick Chubb 87 times, which is possible.
CJ.
Give me Alabama because bleep those other guys. I will take the over in that one. They are a bunch of high-powered offenses, so I expect them to score a bunch of points as well. I will take the Seahawks based solely off the strength of Russell Wilson. He shows up for big games. I think he's got it rolling right now.
He's a jerk.
You're a hater. You're a hater. That's all that is, and that's fine. I don't hate Russell. I hate that team down south or up north from here, wherever Ohio State is from us.
It's
north.
It's north of here.
Yeah, okay. I don't like them.
Ohio's up there.
Okay, cool. Thank you for that, Rosa. My geography is real bad. Give me Baltimore. I'm with you, Rosa. There are a lot of people who don't think Lamar Jackson can win playoff games. They don't think that style of play can win playoff games. I think he hears it. He's motivated by it. He goes out there and take care of the business. They're going to have to stop Derrick Henry. This isn't on Lamar, though. This is on that defense finding a way to stop Derrick Henry. I think they get it done. I don't think Pittsburgh can run the ball or pass the ball. So Cleveland is my pick there. And for my personal picks, I will go Buffalo because I'm a believer, Bill. Been on that bandwagon for quite some time. And I'm going to take the under in that Rams-Seahawks game.
I'm going Buffalo as well. I think that's, to me, the easiest game this weekend. I'll take the Bills minus the 6.5. They're playing as probably better than anybody in the National Football League right now. And I'm going to go New Orleans minus the 10. I'm not a believer in the Chicago Bears. I know they've played a little bit better here down the stretch. Green Bay beat them last week. They gave them a good fight there for a while, but I just think the Saints are a much better football team, and having that game at home, I like the Saints minus the 10.
Yeah, it's good to bet against the Bears. I'm going to go with the Bills also, and then I'll take the Bucks over the Washington football team. I just think they've got too much offensively, and Washington's going to try and slow it down and take care of the ball and all that stuff, and Brady's just going to go long a couple times. So
And the way that he's playing recently?
Yeah.
Man.
This terrifies me. We are all on the Buffalo Bills.
I
minus
know.
The 6.5.
I know. I thought the same thing.
It's pretty obvious.
That scares me that we are all on that. And then I'm going to go with over 37.5 in the first half of Alabama and Ohio State.
Of course you are.
Yeah.
Of course.
Johnny first half.
I like that one. I can get on board with that one. I'll get on board with that
I
one.
might get on a little Ohio State first half money line, too. I might get on that. Definitely plus 3.5.
I'm going under.
But yeah, I'm going to go over 37.5 first half, Bama, Ohio State.
All right. I don't know what I'm going.
Yeah.
I'll tweet it out before the game. Because I'm not really sure.
And then you'll follow it up with a tweet saying the exact opposite.
Nope. I just bet the other way now. I've bet both ways. That's going to do it for this edition of The Odds Couple. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy all the action. We got the College Football Championship hopefully Monday. That's the plan, at least at this point. And we got the NFL playoffs coming up this weekend as well. Enjoy all the action. Good luck with all your bets. Cash all your tickets. And that's going to do it for us. We'll do it again next week, talking a lot of NFL playoffs for CJ and Roser and Lang and Kimball and Robbie. I'm Fish. Thanks for joining us here on The Odds Couple on Grind City Media. We'll talk to you again next week.